Welcome aboard, race fans, here to the round of Road America. Last year was a blast. We saw tons of action all over this road course. And right now you see here Anthony Marchese and Alex Benyacko. Benyacko looking for 3 wins in a row at this racetrack. And CM Racing has put an iron fist on this very vicinity ever since 2017. Lots of action that's going to await us in just a few moments here. Pace car lights are off as it approaches pit road and towards the uphill sector this racetrack has to offer, as 42 drivers are lined up and ready to go here at Road America here. Anthony Marchese, Alex Benyacko, Toyota, and Chevrolet will lead us down here as the green flag is going to wave here. We're racing here at Road America. Couple of cars already eking out to the inside, and here comes William Brock. He's going to try and make it 3 wide into the first corner, and already a 3-way battle for the race lead early on. A couple of other drivers are going to try and replicate the same thing, but William Brock already on the attack. A great launch coming off the start-finish line, and William Brock looks for the race lead as there's 3 wide down the long straightaway here and up towards that left-hander in just a few moments. That is just a huge area where you want to break. Who will break the latest here? Benyacko middle, Marchese inside, Brock outside, and Marchese on the brakes, and it looks like William Brock might have the advantage, but Alex Benyacko, though, still fighting strong on the inside. The lines constantly inversing as they round through turn number 6 and coming towards turn 7. Benyacko with the power down. Brock still fighting on the top side. Who's gonna get there first? Alex Benyacko's gonna be the first one to lead this race, and William Brock falls back in second. Jeffrey White, though, on the attack, looking for that second spot as Anthony Marchese went from first to fourth in just a blink of an eye. And there's Noah Hart making a move around. Zach Rogers is number 99. Chris Dodd on the charge as well. Tim Fiegel, Zachary Fitzwater, Logan Cloud, and many others trying to move their way forward. Everybody's clumped up together in this first lap, and this is the best time to get a lot of track position. Matthew Rodriguez getting pressured by Kev Shears, number 1. Shear making his debut with the CM Racing team, and here he goes down the inside of Matthew Rodriguez. Rodriguez drives it wide, locked the car up, and that's going to allow Lane Sanders and Jack Porkins to get on the attack, as there's just so many battles all over the racetrack here on the opening lap of this race. Cloud battling Brandon Cresta, Fitzwater on the attack on Tim Fiegel, but now this battle for second heats up. Jeffrey White on the inside of William Brock. Anthony Marchese's going to follow and bump draft that 11 car as White's going to take second. Marchese now looks for third as William Brock drops from what almost was the lead down to fourth. But what an opening lap here, and some amazing action abound. And look at Scott Roush, though. He wanted to make a move down the inside. Noah Hart, though, is going to think otherwise, and here they go. Brock all the way down the inside, chopped hard off as Marchese went wide, and that's going to bring that 94 car all the way back up to that third position. And a great start for William Brock. Edward Ziemba's trying to make it 3 wide, but he thought so otherwise, as here he goes bump drafting Zach Rogers, and it looks like these guys are just going to get themselves calmed down for a little bit. But man, what a first lap for these drivers. Ziemba and Rogers duking it out here. Rogers inside, Ziemba on the outside, and through the carousel they're going to go. Ziemba driving a little bit wider, going for a wider groove. Rogers holding that tighter line as he hugs that near that rumble strip area, and he's going to be able to take that spot away. And here comes Chris Dodd. He's going to have a full-on head of steam on Edward Ziemba's number 17, but not able to get that momentum. And here comes Tim Fiegel and Logan Cloud in hot pursuit there, but Dodd's going to get the slipstream of that number 17. Will he make a move down the inside? I think Dodd's going to think otherwise. He's going to back himself up, drives it a little bit wide there, and that's going to allow that IK9 machine some breathing space there with Logan Cloud and Tim Fiegel in hot pursuit. Looks like Lane Sanders getting passed by Matthew Rodriguez there. The Flying Aces cars of Ross Jackson and Nicholas Carrera going at it for position. Those two have really been struggling this season, and Flying Aces certainly not having the expectations, or really quite having the season they've envisioned this year. And there's Tip Foster. He's trying to get around teammate Daniel Day, and there is BBJ. He didn't qualify too well in this race, and he's certainly trying to get a move on early on. as he's migrated himself further and further up towards the grid, now trying to get inside that top 20, as Hannah Allen now making a move down to the inside of Cody Lamas through turn 1. Lamas is going to slip a little bit. You see Joseph Strigley going at it right in front of him. It just comes to show so many battles at this racetrack as Allen wiggles in the corner. BBJ's right there. And here comes car number 45. Trying to find something good and get the momentum off the corner. Nicholas Guerrero, though, is going to try and weave to the left side of Corey Williams as number 14. And Corey Williams really struggled in qualifying as well. So a couple of big names trying to move themselves back up front was a trend last year, and it looks like it might be the trend this year. And look at Daniel Day. He cut off that 05 car and tried to make a move underneath his teammate of Tip Foster, but Foster able to get the power down and get the momentum off that corner. But Bradley Bishop Jr., though, on a mission to try and climb up into the top 20. Ziemba and Dodd have been side by side in the corners for this past lap, and that 44 car trying to find something around that IK9 machine, and he's certainly going to try and use the method Rogers did earlier, as he's going to now migrate down to the bottom of the racetrack. Around Edward Ziemba's number 17 car, Dodd's going to take the spot. Here comes Logan Cloud with a full-on head of steam. He's going to try and do what Dodd did as well, but through the kink they're going to go. Such a tight sector abound, and that's going to allow that 17 to pull off into the distance. But look at Tim Fiegel, look at that head of steam and momentum. He's going to get Zachary Fitzwater coming hot behind their heels, as well as the Foster's machine has beginning to come to life here on lap 3 of the event, as he makes a move to the inside of Tim Fiegel. Kev Shear not too far behind that number 02 car, Ian Dutta in the 71 as well. So this mid-pack getting very intense here early on as the front runners are trying to run away. The mid-pack has just remained clumped. Look how many cars, just a flurry of them abound here. Kev Shear now right on the back bumper of Zachary Fitzwater's 02, and really Kev Shear getting a first-hand experience of what it's like to be in top equipment. He's certainly going to make the most out of it, especially with his arrival for the team on a full-time basis next year in the Hardee's National Series. Kev, driving it a little bit wide there. Brandon Krast is going to try and make a move around Jack Porkins as number 41. Fitzwater's going to drive it wide, and here comes Kev and Dutta. 3 wide down the back straightaway they're going to go. Who's going to be the first one to eke out? Ian Dutta in the 71, Jack Porkins in the 41, not too far behind. Could he make it a 4-way battle? He has caught the slipstream of Zachary Fitzwater, as here they come through the left-hander. Late on the brakes they're gonna go, and Fitzwater has to back off that time around. So wow, some great action down that straightaway here. And there you see Matthew Rodriguez getting passed by Brandon Krasta in the number 90 car. Brandon Krasta having a very solid run so far today. Lane Sanders battling it out with Cody Lamas. Lamas, though, trying to get the power down that Texan car. And Lamas is going to be able to eke out against that number 60 for the time being. And there's Tip Foster battling it out with Bradley Bishop Jr. How about that for Tip Foster? Had an impressive run at Darlington. They're looking to try and keep that success going, as here comes BBJ down to the bottom once again. Underneath Tip Foster, Corey Williams not too far behind in hot pursuit. Joseph Strigley, though, needing some good runs in this number 22 car. He's seen Noah Hart win races, and he's certainly going to want to find one today, or maybe sometime later this season, to prove a statement that he's got what it takes to win some races here in the FBRL. Ziemba now with a full-on head of steam. He's going to slip behind Noah Hart, weave to the left side, and now he's going to try and look for that 7th position. Ziemba was getting battled earlier with Hart and Dodd as well as Rogers, but his car now slowly but surely coming to him here, so that IK9 machine could be a good car in this run, as he now makes a move to the inside of Noah Hart through 5 and 6, and now coming towards 7. Ziemba, though, ooh man, so close to the gravel trap. And here he goes. They're going to be late on the brakes. Both of them late on the brakes coming into the corner, as Hart's going to try and defend. He drives it a little bit wide. Ziemba's going to give the space, and through the carousel corner once again. And Ziemba's going to have to drive it a little bit wider that time around, as Dodd and Cloud are going to be able to reel him in once again. Logan Cloud having that top 10 run. Noah Hart, though, continuing to find some great speed in this second half, and this is a statement to prove for Fisher Motorsports. As you see, the leaders, though, they've still kind of been tucked in line. Alex Benyacko has been leading the way with Jeffrey White in second. William Brock having a fantastic run, a fantastic Q effort, has translated it into a third place run so far. Anthony Marchese despite starting on the pole, is in 4th with Scott Roush in that top 5, the runner-up from last year. But you see Hart and Zamba, though, those two were sparring partners that lap, but it looks like Hart's gonna give ground here. He's gonna be the one to lead ahead of his fellow Toyota companion. And look at Chris Dodd, though. He is just reeling in that number 17 car as well. As we mentioned before, Chris Dodd, the Napa Truck Series winner for the Road America race yesterday, trying to prove a statement that he's getting better and better at these road courses here in the FBRL. And right now, a 9th place run is pretty solid for that Waffle House machine. Oh, Krasta swung it wide. Here comes Cody Lamas to the inside. Sanders on the inside of Matthew Rodriguez. And just a handful of battles about. Hannah Allen wanted to make a move to the inside, but looked like she decided to back off for the time being. Joseph Strigley's going to try and help the 0 and the 60 out. And Matthew Rodriguez, though, with that Toyota horsepower, Strigley's going to try and make it 3 wide into turn number 1. Who's going to back out into the corner? Ooh, nobody's going to do so, and it's still going to be 3 wide down the miniature stretch. Kraston Lama still duking it out. But Matthew Rodriguez looks like he might be ahead, but he's going to swing it wide because here comes Allen trying to split the middle between the two Toyotas. Down the stretch they're going to go. Matthew Rodriguez trying to give room. Hannah Allen trying to split the middle. Gets around Strigley. Bradley Bishop Jr. Here he comes with a full-on head of steam, and he's going to try and look through the middle through the left-hander. Oh, it was so tight coming in there. But Bradley Bishop Jr. decided to back off of that. It looks so much of a risk to go through there, but I think he thought of the bigger picture that time around. But Matthew Rodriguez, though, now fighting Joseph Strigley, but Strigley's going to clear that 20 car off the corner. And there you see Krasta Lama still going at it. And here comes Krasta trying to get late on the brakes. Lama's trying to do the exact same thing, but Lama should have the advantage through the carousel. They're going to go, and Lamas will be able to eke out Brandon Krasta for the time being. Ziema, though, getting challenged by Logan Cloud. Cloud backs off the corner, and here comes Tim Fiegel once again. Oh, and they make contact. Cloud in the grass, Fiegel in the grass. They're still locking bumpers together, and Cloud getting his car back on the racetrack. Fiegel's gonna spin around and into the gravel trap. He's gonna go, and Tim Fiegel's fantastic run is going to come to an end as the car just gets beached into the sand trap in Canada corner. Tough break for the Hot Wheels machine as more drivers are going to profit off the 43's trouble. Strigley and Bradley Bishop Jr. now going at it. Strigley outside, BBJ inside, and ooh, looks like Bradley Bishop Jr. is going to get the power down off the corner, and he's going to be able to get it. But Strigley, though, putting a response back. Still side by side, coming across the start-finish line. Strigley's going to eke him out just a little bit there, but really, this 45 car just on a hard charge. He has now cracked the top 20 as here he goes back down to the inside. Great battles right behind him as well between Williams, Guerrera, Rodriguez, Day, and there's Ross Jackson as well as Hannah Allen gets around Brandon Krasta as it seems for the time being, but Strigley able to fend off that number 45 for the time being. And for everybody else, though, they're going to try and follow in hot pursuit as Strigley now on the attack now, this time on Lane Sanders' number 60. As he moves down to the inside, Strigley's going to be late on the brakes, coming towards the left-hander once again. This is a great overtaking opportunity. Sanders gives the space, but really this 60-90 cars are doing pretty good so far. Strigley, though, trying to get on the charge here, and Sanders not really giving way, and rightfully so. Everybody's going to be fighting for every inch of space here in this track, as Joseph Strigley is going to look like be able to top him out as he breaks later in the corner. He's got a quarter panel ahead of that number 60 car, but man, Sanders still putting a great fight. He got later on the brakes there. That 60 car is very good with getting on the brakes late, as here he goes back down to the inside. The battle's just seemingly never ending here at Road America, as Sanders will clear that number 22 car. Corey Williams not too far behind BBJ. He's wanting to gain some points on the points leader, as Bradley Bishop Jr. is going to mess up the kink section right there. Here comes Corey right down to the right side, and here he goes all the way to the left side, or right side there, excuse me, of that 45, but decides to back off, and he's going to have to wait for another opportunity to pounce on that Mopar machine. So here's what happened with Cloud and Fiegel. Looks like Cloud went down the track, but Fiegel also went up as well, both going for the same line, and Cloud just ends up locking fenders with him, trying to keep the car under control. Fiegel then just slides it off the track, and into the sand pit he goes, and Really, that wreck was pretty avoidable between the two of them, but more or less, though, that's going to be certainly not the day Tim Fiegel's going to envision. He's not going to be one happy camper as a result. Oh, man. That was actually relatively close between Matthew Rodriguez, Strigley, and BBJ, so really some close calls abound, but that wreck could have been a lot more severe than anticipated. William Brock was able to get past Jeffrey White for the second spot. White actually stumbled into turn 2, and that allowed the 94 to pounce. But the battle for the 4th position now heats up between Roush, Rogers, and Marchese. As you see that 9 car just a little bit fading in this run here, so they're going to have to hope to make some adjustments once it comes to their first pit stop. And Roush is going to weave around the inside quite with ease on Anthony Marchese, but that 9 car, he's going to try and fight back here. Rogers, though, is now going to shove that 3 car. Marchese, though, trying to fight back, side drafting that X-side machine. And Zach Rogers, though, having an impressive showing here in the FBRL in recent time, and here he goes down the inside. Anthony Marchese goes underneath Rogers. Rogers is going to give some room, and here comes Noah Hart. You see in the distance, he's going to actually love what he's seeing right now with those guys battling it out in front of him. That's going to allow Hart to really close in the gap and to try and really claw into that top 5, as Marchese is going to fight strong on the upper groove and towards the inside line. He's going to block Zach Rogers into the corner. Beautiful overtake as Rogers is going to swing it wide. And here comes Noah Hart. He's going to peek to the outside, but he's going to back off knowing better here. So Hart's going to have to be a little bit patient here. A couple of these drivers are going to be playing patient here as the run winds down. Pit stops are going to be coming here soon. So we're going to have to wait and see what things are going to offer us in terms of adjustments and strategy abound here for today's race. Alex Benyacko now feeling the pressure from William Brock's Pennzoil machine. And William Brock's car just slowly coming to life here. Hydra still looking for their second win of the season, one with Diego Yepes in the 7. They're looking to try and find that here today as Brock's going to swing it wide. Here comes White back to the inside of William Brock's number 94. And just like that, Jeffrey White is going to take hold of the second position. And right behind him, Zach Rogers and Anthony Marchese are going to duke it out here. And really, this battle for the top 5 has really been consistent throughout this race so far, as Marchese now with the higher ground, Rogers on the outside, but it's a matter of how you can transfer that momentum behind. Dutta, meanwhile, looking back to the inside of Logan Cloud. What a late move to the inside was the Old Spice machine, and Ian Dutta trying to prove his statement here that he's got a very strong number 71 cars. He moves to the inside of Cloud. Cloud, though, still having the momentum off the corner, and he's going to clear Dutta with ease, able to defend properly here, but here comes Rogers on the outside still. These two still neck and neck. Marchese inside. Hart's going to try and follow here. Which way will Noah Hart go is the big question, as Marchese's going to swing it to the outside groove. That's really the only way he can go with Rogers on his inside in such a narrow lane in general near the carousel sector, but Hart's going to take the spot away just like that. Marchese's going to try and do the crossover on Noah Hart's Dairy Queen machine, but not able to get the momentum off the corner, as here comes Chris Don and Edward Ziemba to try and attack that number 9 car simultaneously in this race. Dodd, though, clinging to the outside. Ziemba trying to fight behind that 44. He's going to drive it wide, and that allows Logan Cloud to get a free spot. As a result, Ian Dutta's going to do the exact same thing. He's going to try and find it the harder way around this racetrack, and that is to the outside. But again, the lines inverse so constantly, so there's no true advantage. But Ian Dutta looks low as Ziemba is looking to stay out, looks like. And everybody else, though, they're coming down pit road. So green flag pit stops have begun here at Road America, and this is going to be the first out of 2 stops as expected based on the fuel window. And this will also give us a demonstration on how strategy will come into play. Whether you take 4 tires, 2 tires, or maybe no tires in this race will be the big question. Looks like Jeffrey White, they're looking at right side tires, and Alex Benyacko, they're going to go for 4 tires. So Jeffrey White's going to be the first car off pit road. William Brock will be second off. Roush third. Look at Noah Hart. He's going to try and get a good stop off, a good launch off, and he's going to try and squeeze through, and he's going to get 2 spots just like that. And that was really close for comfort there. Great tussle-ups in pit road, and Alex Benyacko nearly hit the opening of that barrier that juts off of pit road as a result. But even so, Noah Hart able to get a lot of positions thanks to that. A couple of others that decided to take 2 tires as well are taking advantage of the differing strategies as well in this race. But Jeffrey White, though, will be the first car off based on the cycle potentially, but Edward Ziem and a couple of others staying out on the track, so they're going to try and spice things up as well to see what they can do with the overcut strategy. Ziemba coming down pit road this time, and it looks like they're actually going to go for the 2-tire stop on this number 17. I think what some of these drivers are doing, they're going to get the right sides first, give it a couple of laps to get the tires up to temperature, and then do the left sides to wrap things up. And you can tell the advantage they've got time-wise over Alex Benyacko's number 8, as Edward Ziem is going to file in just behind Scott Roush and William Brock's number 94. So even so, this is a great effort. This is actually a great stop for the IK9 machine. Just needed that clean air, didn't want the traffic in front, and this is the end result, the end product that Edward Ziem needs right now, and he's now in that 4th position based on timing and scoring after this lap. But Noah Hart right behind that number 17. These two looking to probably be sparring partners if Hart can really catch Edward Ziemba's car. Zach Rogers having a very excellent run, but Chris Dodd, though, making a move to the inside of Alex Benyacko, and Alex really doesn't want to see this at all. He really doesn't want anybody to battle him with these 4 tires, because really, as a result, you use them up due to someone bailing it out because you're trying to defend so hard for track position. But Dodd, though, he's certainly not listening to whatever Alex Benyacko's thinking, because here he goes down to the inside once again later on the brakes. Ooh, a little bit of a lockup there from Alex Benyacko. He drove it a little bit wide, just using that curve at the end. But Alex is going to be able to fend him off for the time being. Logan Cloud, though, looking to the inside of Chris Dodd, and Logan Cloud having an excellent run in this Boost Mobile machine. Certainly wanting to give Curtis Racing a great run here. Was very down on himself at Darlington, but right now he's showcasing the speed he's got in that Boost Mobile machine. But Ian Dutta, though, he's going to move to the left side of Logan Cloud's number 4. Going to try and find the hard way around, and Dutta's really getting creative with these maneuvers here and there. So Dutta's really trying to find as much grip these tires have to offer, but Logan Cloud looks like he's going to have the momentum and have that muscle down the straightaway. But Dutta, ooh man, swung it a little bit too deep into the corner, and that's going to cost him some inside line momentum and entrance momentum. And down the outside he's going to go. He actually held it and made it stick off that corner, and that is one very strong and well-handling race car indeed. Goes Ian Dutta as he's now on the front straightaway, still side by side with Logan Cloud. He actually might get the momentum off the corner. And let's see what he can do into turn 1. And the matter at hand is, will Logan Cloud dive bomb the first corner? Will be the big question. And Cloud still dives it underneath that number 71. Dutta swings it wide, just hugs that rumble strip at the end. Rogers, you see driving it wide ahead on your screen. And Logan Cloud, though, gonna fight strong on that inside line. That's gonna allow the other drivers right behind him to potentially reel them in as well. But man, some great battles about Alex Benyacko. Now battling it out with Zach Rogers. Noah Hart has caught Edward Ziemba's number 17, but Rogers now on the inside of Alex Benyacko, as he's gonna have to, as Alex Benyacko is actually going to have to be on the defensive side. Was attacking Rogers due to his mistake, but really it constantly inverses, so it's really a game of cat and mouse here at this track as we have reached the halfway point here at Road America. Couple of big losers out of this were Brandon Creston, the 90. Couple of really the Roush family cars kind of lost out. They were running inside the top 15, but some bad stops and maybe a bad strategy calls put them all the way down, almost outside the top 30 really. So a couple of these drivers are going to have to get a move on, hope for some maybe shenanigans in front of them, but they've got a lot of momentum to gain. Matthew Rodriguez, another big shocker in this race. Really some Cup guys really struggling to get the car atoned with this package in the Hardee's National Series. Matthew Rodriguez had a great run at the Glen, but they are really struggling here at Road America, so some really bad adjustments to that Apple machine has also mired them backwards in this race as well. So a couple of uncharacteristically bad days abound for some of these drivers, but look at this 3-wide action here. Lane Sanders getting challenged by Daniel Day. Tim Foster really able to hold his ground, but Daniel Day is going to zoom past that number 60 car with ease, and he's actually going to look for more this time on Tim Foster. That 37 car looking way quicker with the adjustments they've made with that Monster Energy car, that Hoonigan car abound. And really Daniel Day coming back from injury after a horrific crash at Hawaii. He's really trying to put on a good comeback story here in that number 37 car, as now he has just muscled his way around Tim Foster for the position. You see Brandon Creston, though, now ahead of Diego Yepes. Yepes has not had an ideal day Cole Baker replacing Jarrett Gross. Remember, he will be in that 54 car for the rest of the 2020 season, so best of luck to Cole Baker, as Jarrett Gross will run the 7 for some other races, basically where Cole Baker was substituting in. But really, this 54 car, they're really trying to get high up in the owner's points. They are still in relatively good shape as he drives it into the grass that time around, and that's a lot of dust kicking up. Nicholas Carrera, though, fighting back on the outside line, and oh man, Nicholas Carrera trying to find something as well with this Flying Aces car, as he's going to be able to fend off the Hydra 54 and the Hydra 7 for the time being. But the mid-pack, though, calming down. A lot of the front runners calming down as well, as really the field's starting to really fan out more and more as this race progresses. Ooh, a little bit of a wheel hop from Edward Ziemba. Here comes Hart. Look at the head of steam Hart got with a perfect last corner. And now he's going to make a move down to the inside. Ziemba, though, still neck and neck with his fellow Toyota. Fisher Motorsports versus Rodriguez Racing. Hart's going to be able to muscle his way past the 17. But Edward Ziemba, though, not quite giving up the fight just yet. And Hart, though, oh man, look how close they got into turn 1. And Edward Ziemba, though, still side by side. And Alex Benyacko and Chris Dodd going at it once again. But now through the second corner, Ziemba's just not able to get the advantage and power off. And Noah Hart's gonna climb his way past that 17, and that is for the 4th spot. Dodd and Benyacko now duking it out for the all-important 7th place position, really. And Alex Benyacko, really, that 4-tire stop, it doesn't really look like it's working, because look at the distance between him and leader Jeffrey White here. And White's been able to pull a comfortable gap here, unless that car literally blows up. Right now, Jeffrey White has made a great call. Really, the Curtis Racing Crew has made a great call in general. Zachary Fitzwater getting challenged by Jack Porkins, but he's trying to put the pressure down on that 41, as Kev Shears also trying to reel in the 41 and the O2 Abound, as Fitzwater's going to drive it onto the rumble strip. And that Foster machine also not looking as good in terms of a top 10 run, but even so, this is still pretty solid for the part-time car for the Fisher Motorsports camp. Fitzwater and Eric DeMax, known road ringers in the FBRL, they're showcasing their proof, but I know Fitzwater certainly wants a better run than this, as here comes Kev down to the inside. He's got a full-on head of steam, and now he tries to put a nose underneath that O2, backs off through the kink, and that's going to allow Kev to maybe have another shot at him. He's right on the back bumper of him, putting the pressure down, and Kev is running like a natural veteran, as he should be here. And he's still tucked in behind, as, ooh, man, he's just waiting for Fitzwater to make a mistake here. But really, these three just under a blanket here. Porkins trying to get a late second half resurgence, just like Ian Dutta, to where it was a rocky first half, but now having a better second half. And Jack Porkins up to the 12th spot as more cars coming down pit road. This is going to be our final pit stop of the day here. Alex Benyacko, though, they're actually going to stay out, so they might try and stretch it here to the end. Either that, they're going to try and pull something out of the hat to make sure that overcut works, as White's going to take 2 tires. Looks like everybody's going to maybe commit to 2 tires here in this race, and that's going to be the matter at hand of what Alex Benyacko will do at this race. And you see White coming off pit road. He's just got a solid margin, so they really took their time this time around, as here comes Scott Roush coming out. There's Hart and Ziemba, Cloud, Dodd, there's Brock. Ooh, man, everybody's so clumped up together. Dodd with a full-on head of steam. Remember, that car's up to speed once they get towards that speed limit. And there's Logan Cloud right behind them as well. So look at this blanket of cars all bunched up together. Rogers, though, he's going to immediately try and take the initiative and go to the inside of William Brock, but decides not to, as Dodd's going to swing it wide. Cloud's going to do the exact same thing, but that's going to allow the 94 and the 99 alike to get some breathing space to try and run away from the 44 and the 4. But Rogers now, here he goes down the inside, looks to the left side, just has those tires up to temperature, just has the better raw speed. And here he comes into the corner. Brock's going to have to give up plenty of room. And Rogers, ooh, man, they're still side by side. And that 94 is still able to get the nose ahead of the Excite Batteries car, the 2 Fords, duking it out here. They have just gotten out of pit road, so the tires are still pretty cold for both of them. But Rogers, though, trying to get a lot more confident with this Hardee's car. And it looks like he might be able to clear this 94 car coming into the corner. But Brock, ooh, he's going to try and fight back. Brock drives it a little bit wide, but Rogers not able to clear that 94 car just yet. Looked like he did, But here comes Brock down the inside. Dodd's gonna try and follow in pursuit. And Rogers stuck in no man's land up in that top side of like. But here they come towards the king. This is actually an advantageous spot for this 99 car. Rogers powers his way ahead. Dodd tries to make a move to the outside. Cloud, here he goes down the inside of Chris Dodd. And look at that 4 car. He had so much momentum through the kink. Will he make it 3 wide? And he's actually not going to. He's going to put the bumper to the back of that 94. And that's going to help Brock out quite a lot, as he's going to eke ahead of Chris Dodd. Ian Dutta, though, reeling in the 44 and the 4. And Ian Dutta, again, as we mentioned, having that top 10 run he needed so far. And Logan Cloud's going to be able to muscle his way ahead of Chris Dodd. And Ian Dutta is going to try and do the exact same thing, but Dodd able to get the power off the corner. Oh, and another mistake, this time by Noah Hart. And here comes Yamba to return the favor in terms of taking the spot away. And these two are going to be surrounded by each other this whole race. And Edward Ziem is just going to roar his way down the backstretch and is going to easily breeze by Noah Hart. But Hart, he's going to try and fight back. Oh, he actually decides to tuck in line this time around. So they're going to try and team up to try and pass Scott Roush's number 03 car. But Alex Benyacko still staying on the track though. So they're going to try and maybe take less fuel and maybe less tires as well. So it's a matter of the time in the pit stop for this number 8 car here. I think they know they can't make it to the end, but Jeffrey White is pretty far back, so they're going to try and do something different with this 8 car. But even so, this has been a great day for CM Racing's number 8 car, Alex Benyacko, as we mentioned, trying to go for a win 3 years in a row. But if they can pull something out of the hat, this could certainly be really a Harvard call from the CM team. Near the back half of the field, it's still been relatively intense as they're so clumped up together and bunched up. Patrick Smith making a move to the inside at James Elson for the 30th position. S3 Motorsports has kind of been struggling this year, and to say that would be really an understatement, to say the least, as they're now trying to claw themselves into that top 30 in the owners' points, and they've really just not had the year they've wanted as well. As here they go down to the inside, James Elton still fighting back in that Red Bull number 2, and Red Bull kind of struggling in this race though, so kind of a shocker to see. They've been trying to work on their road course program, but it doesn't really look like it's worked too far. And here comes Nick Breen on the inside of Lane Sanders, just a little bit outside the top 30, so a lot of surprise faces in the back, not doing so well. A couple of Roush cars that looked pretty good in this race, they have faded backwards, as all PJ Williams having a run he's not wanted to remember here tonight. There's Dejon Weeks back there, Gatlin Downy-Strass, DePire. There's Cal Farrell just a little bit outside the top 30 as well, but more or less though, Elson able to fend off Patrick Smith for the time being. But back up front though, Alex Benyacko though, he has still stayed out on the track. Actually no, here he comes down pit road, so let's see what this 8 car can do. He had a pretty solid gap, 28 seconds, but it's a matter of how Alex Benyacko can get a fast pit stop. Watch Jeffrey White on the right side of your screen, and Alex Benyacko, they're going for right side tires on that Reese's car. And here they come. Oh, they're actually taking fuel, so that's actually going to be a little bit slower than I thought it would have been, but Jeffrey White's going to be able to beat out the number 8, so Alex Benyacko not with a horrible stop though, actually. He's going to be ahead of Scott Roush, as Edward Ziemba is now making a move on the inside of Noah Hart. Hart though looking back outside, and the amount of times I've seen really these two go at it has been actually relatively phenomenal between these two drivers, and it comes to show the futures they have. Noah Hart, a long-time driver in the FBRL, and Edward Ziemba, one of the few drivers starting to bloom, trying to make a statement here in the Hardee's National Series and maybe the Sony Cup Series. So a lot of these youngsters have potential to become Sony Cup drivers. It's a matter of teams actually giving them the chance, but Edward Ziemba though able to eke out ahead of Noah Hart for the time being. But these two just been constantly putting pressure on each other these past couple laps, and throughout this entire race, these two have just been sparring partners, throwing jabs at each other back and forth. Oh no, when William Brock's car has blown up, as you see Dodd and Dutta splitting past the Pennzoil machine. But William Brock had such a promising start, a flashy one to be exact, but now that car is going to be stalled on the stretch. And with only a handful of laps to go, and with not many cars out of the race, William Brock's day is going to come to an unfortunate end. Oh, Logan Cloud's all the way down the inside. He's got an issue with his Boost Mobile car. A tire's down on Logan Cloud's Curtis Racing car. And what was a dream run for this Ford team is not going to be the case today, but a tough break for him. And what many may believe is karma, especially from that Tim Fiegel incident. 2 laps to go here for Jeffrey White this time around. The Curtis Racing car just on a whole different zip code. Him and Alex Benyacko been the class of the day. And we've seen the Toyotas really dominate these past few races, and the Chevys trying to put iron fist back to reality to show that they are the dominant manufacturer. But Scott Roush though getting pressured by Edward Ziema. Ziema's gonna drive it wide. Hart makes a move down the inside. And Noah Hart's gonna easily take that 4th spot away with ease. And just to be a little bit redundant there, these two have been just going at it. Zach Rogers just chilling in that 6th spot. Turn Performance is going to have a very good day with a 6th and 7th place run. Chris Dodd 8th. There you see Hannah Allen 9th and Anthony Marchese rounding out the top 10 with Porkins. BBJ having a great comeback. We need to talk about him a lot more. He started 25th in this race, and with really the mid-pack to be exact, and certainly not an ideal qualifying effort. And with BBJ doing so good, this is actually going to help him with a cushion. But even though he's going to lose points, it's not going to be as bad as what maybe they envisioned coming into the round. There's Corey Williams, Vance Combo, trying to pressure Joseph Strickland to get into the top 15. Cody Lamas now battling it out for the top 20 position, and Lamas certainly not wanting a top 20 run. I know he wanted a lot more than that, as well as Cole Baker, though, having a great showing in the second half. Been a little bit quiet on the radio, been a very quiet driver today, but even so, he's really showing with his results in that 54. Top 20s are really what Hydra expects. I know they want wins, but I think for them to be realistic, the top 20s are ideal, in those top 10s from here and there with William Brock's misfortunes. Daniel Day having a very good day, to be exact, running in the 23rd spot. There's Diego Yepes, James Ellison in 27th. They know they wanted better days after this, so they're going to have to go back to the drawing board. Lane Sanders has fallen off a cliff. He's in 35th. There's Logan Cloud all the way back there due to that tire issue. He's got a lot to move forwards to, and certainly that result's not going to reflect his actual race in general. But the white flag is going to fly. 1 more lap to go for Jeffrey White. Noah Hart looked like he drove it wide, so he lost the spot to Zach Rogers here. So something abound with Noah Hart cost him a lot of ground, so that's going to cost him a top 5 unless Rogers makes a critical mistake. So really now, the battle for second is going to be on between Benyacko and Roush, and this is pretty much deja vu from last year, but Roush just kind of stuck behind this Reese's car, not really able to do much behind Alex Benyacko, but the top 2 in points, as we mentioned, they were 24 to 25 points back coming into this event after struggling at Darlington. Benyacko had a great day though, Jeffrey White did not, and Bradley Bishop Jr. keeping that consistency as strong as ever though, running. Oh, he's actually battling it out with Jack Porkins. This is for the 11th spot, so this is going to be really critical in terms of the point standings. Porkins is going to have to fight back here. He's going to not give up the spot here, and here he goes down to the inside. Porkins late on the brakes. Fitzwater just watching these two go at it. But BBJ, man, oh, what a dominating force to be reckoned with here in the Hardee's National Series. A former Curtis Racing driver, went to Red Stallion, had a really roller coaster career, to say the least, but now he's putting himself in a great opportunity with Allen Family Racing Team. Was so close last year, but could this year be the year for this 45 team to finally wrap it up? But for Jeffrey White and Alex Benyacko, they just only have a handful of corners to go. The gap between them still 6 seconds. Jeffrey White though, really just mining his P's and Q's all together here. And here they come towards the final few corners. Jeffrey White for Curtis Racing will move up to Curtis Racing next year in the Sony Cup Series, but here in the Hardee's National Series, coming off the final corner and down the front stretch, Jeffrey White is going to take the checkered flag and win the round of Road America. Fantastic effort for Jeffrey White here. He's going to take the first spot, as Alex Benyacko and Scott Roush will take second and third, reminiscent of last year except with first and second, with Edward Ziemba having a very strong 4th place run, Rogers in 5th, with Hart making that mistake at the end, running in 6th. We'll take a look at what happened with Noah Hart that cost him that time there. And there you see Ian Dutta Hannah Allen, Chris Dodd, and Anthony Marchese, your top 10. But how about that for Jeffrey White here in car number 11, second win of the season. And although it's been a little bit of a down year for the Curtis Racing team in terms of wins, they've still remained as strong as ever though. Jeffrey White though, remember the swap from Yamp over, or really Titanium to be exact, but underneath the Yamp program to Curtis Racing, and now the migration to the Sony Cup Series. Same thing with Alex Benyacko. These two will be moving up to the Sony Cup Series, and with how strong they've been this year in the Hardee's National Series, it really gives a lot of glimmer for both CM and KR of what these two could show in the future. But for Jeffrey White though, victory at hand for the Curtis Racing car. Let's take a look at what happened with Noah Hart though, because it looked like he might have made a huge mistake that cost him that top 5 position. So this was coming to the white flag. Noah Hart was pressuring Scott Roush and was right on the back bumper, just went in way too deep. And from there, the car just kicked in the gravel trap, and that's just how you scrub off so much speed. Zach Rogers just said, "Thank you very much, free position for me." And just like that, a top 5 for the X-Side machine. But for Noah Hart though, what could have been a top 5 effort ends up being a 6th place run. Still a great run for Noah Hart, but I'm sure he might be kicking himself after that one. But otherwise though, congratulations to Jeffrey White on the win at Road America. We'll take you to the race results, and as always, we look forward to seeing you for the next bunch of races.